So tell me one thing that you remember as a little boy between 7 to 9 and you felt that कुछ अजीब है.
मुझे लगा कि मैं दूसरे लड़कों की तरह नहीं हूँ. मैं उन जैसा नहीं हूँ.
The man that you feel that, you know, he's closest to perfect.
Admiration for Shah Rukh Khan. उस किस्म के अभिनेता हैं that he becomes an ambassador for not only our industry but our nation, like the way he can speak about us.
You would have adopted Alia and another one and you've got 20 kids in the industry if you wouldn't have Yash and Ruhi with you.
Actually, I think that Alia began my first parental feeling. I have to say that I've been on many talk shows and podcasts, but I felt a certain kind of I felt a wave of energy coming from you, and it was always beautiful.
Hello everyone, welcome to Janeman with Jay Madan. So I have a very special guest that I really wanted to get up a little more ready for him today. But now that I'm talking to you, I'm going to realize the next 15 minutes is not going to be my show. It's not going to be my talk show because it's going to be taken over. That's him. Whenever he's there, his aura, his presence, his wit, his intelligence takes over everything. And I'm ready to go through a roller coaster ride through him. And I want all of you to enjoy a part of him that we've not seen much, we've not heard of it much, as a person, as a human being, as a soul, how pure and how much beauty he has inside and outside to give it to us. Please welcome with me, Karan Johar on our show. Thank you so much for coming, Karan.
Thank you.
And
that was so beautiful. Thank you. I'm
it
very
just
touched.
happened. This is what I really feel for you.
Oh, it's lovely. I was very moved with your words. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And when I look at you, I've always been seeing you. When I look at you, I just feel that, you know, all of us have different masks. You know, हम अपने parents के आगे कुछ और होते हैं, friends के आगे कुछ और होते हैं. We are different with different people. But when I look at you, I just feel that you have these two faces only. Yeah. One, which is so strong, so sturdy. It's like a mountain. Anything that you hits you back. That is one Karan that everybody, all of us know. And then there's another Karan that I see through, which is like a little boy, you know, who's always looking for ways to protect himself and who just wants to be always doing something to make himself, you know, like in awe of his own self. He wants to grow bigger than what he has achieved. Which Karan is more relatable to you?
The thing is that you're so right. So my own sign is I'm a Gemini. So I always say you get two for the price of one when you're a Gemini. So जैसे कि आपने कहा कि दो चेहरे definitely हैं. एक चेहरा है जो हम होते हैं, हम public figures हैं and we are always, you know, in the eye of the storm. तो वो एक चेहरा है जो आप हमेशा लोगों को दिखाते हो. You know, because you want to walk out of the house and you feel a certain way कि आप दुनिया को दिखाना चाहते हो कि आप बहुत, you know, आप strong हो, आप बहुत, you know, हर सामना जो भी obstacle हो उसका आप बिल्कुल, you know, उसका सामना आप कर सकते हो जो भी आपके राह में आए. And you put on this front because you head an organization, you want to be that person. लेकिन जो मैं अपने माँ के साथ होता हूँ घर पे, that vulnerable, slightly lost, sometimes confused, sometimes, you know, completely disoriented, always insecure, always second guessing myself. That Karan that exists is only left actually for myself, and maybe I show a part of that to my mother. But otherwise, let me tell you, the people who see me in a social environment, जो मुझे ऑफिस में मिलते हैं, जो मेरे दोस्त भी हों, I want to be very honest and tell you कि मेरे खुद के जो दोस्त हैं, मुझे बहुत करीबी जो मित्र हैं, वो भी ये जो है, वो ये वर्जन, ये पर्टिकुलर जो मैं हूँ, वो खुद नहीं देख पाते कभी-कभी.
They have never imagined you.
No,
like
they don't know. They know कि हाँ मुझे closely जानते हैं और मुझे पहचानते भी हैं. लेकिन जो वाकई में हूँ और अंदर से मैं हूँ, वो I think maybe my mother can see and maybe actually I would say just her और कोई नहीं.
Not even kids? Ruhi and Yash?
Ruhi and Yash I think अभी सिर्फ 7 साल के हैं, तो वो अभी तक तो वो दुनिया डिस्कवर कर रहे हैं.
This also tells me that when you were 7-year-old, you haven't shared it anyone, but it is my job to see through, and I can't help but cheat.
Of course.
I can't have a way. I have to penetrate. So जब आप 7 साल के थे, is what I sense between 7 to 9 is the first time when you had an encounter of being not in a very comfortable space around. You know, you weren't very young at 7. You matured much before all of us do. So tell me one thing that you remember as a little boy between 7 to 9 and you felt that कुछ अजीब है. I'm just not comfortable with people around. They are just not making me feel comfortable.
दो चीजें हुई. बहुत सही कहा आपने. And you tuned into the exact time of my life. वो एक दौर था where I started feeling, जब आप अपने आप में आ जाते हो और अपने आप को समझने लगते हो, तो I think it happened to me a little earlier than it does normally. और मुझे लगा कि मैं दूसरे लड़कों की तरह नहीं हूँ. मैं उन जैसा नहीं हूँ. वो जो करना चाहते हैं, वो जो कहना चाहते हैं, वो जिस गेम्स या स्पोर्ट्स में इंटरेस्टेड हैं, या जो वो उनकी बातचीत जो भी हो, वो उनका जो जैसे उनकी फितरत में जो भी हो, उनकी पर्सनालिटी जैसी हो, मैं उनके जैसा नहीं हूँ. और ये रियलाइजेशन, ये ख्याल मुझे तब आया था. और आई थिंक आई वेंट इनटू सम काइंड ऑफ अ जोन बिकॉज द वेट दैट आई पुट ऑन वाज बिटवीन द एज ऑफ 7 and 9. मुझे अभी भी याद है, मैं पहली बार लंदन गया था जब मैं 8 साल का था. तो हमारे एक बहुत करीबी फैमिली फ्रेंड है रशीद अंकल. वो मेरे पिता के बहुत करीबी मित्र थे और पापा के साथ काम भी करते थे. और उनका घर था लंदन में. उनकी जो सईदा आंटी उनकी बहन थी, तो उनका एक घर था इन द सबर्ब्स ऑफ लंदन. तो मुझे ले गए थे 2 महीनों के लिए, जो हमारी समर वेकेशन थी. और मैं वहाँ, आई थिंक आई वाज कमिंग टू टर्म्स विद माई सेल्फ. और वहाँ मैं बहुत ज़्यादा इंडल्ज करने लगा इन ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ फूड. लंदन में ऑफ कोर्स यू गेट द बेस्ट. और जब मैं वापस आया 2 महीनों के बाद, आई थिंक आई मे हैव पुट ऑन अबाउट 20-25 kilos.
Wow, in 2
months. तो आई हैव टू टेल यू अ फनी थिंग. मुझे लगा कि मैं जो भी खा रहा हूँ, अगर मैं पहली बार मैंने किसी चीज को देखा जिसका नाम था डाइट कोक, इतना बड़ा था वो, तो मुझे लगा कि ये पीऊंगा तो आई एम बी ऑन अ डाइट. मुझे पता नहीं था कि डाइट कोक होता क्या है.
You still believe when you're drinking it, you're on diet?
No. Now I know better, thankfully. लेकिन तब मुझे लगा पूरा दिन मैं आइसक्रीम, चॉकलेट, मीठा सब कुछ खा रहा था. रात को मैं गट डाइट कोक पीता था. और मेरे जहन में ये बात चली गई थी कि मैं तो डाइट कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं ठीक हूँ. लेकिन क्लियरली वो वेइंग स्केल सब जानता है, सब पहचानता है. तो मैं जब वापस आया तो मम्मी मुझे देख के रोने लगी. Because I had become so large, so, I don't want to use the word because it's not politically correct, so fat. और she realized that there's no going back from this. तो उसके बाद I think I just came to terms कि मुझे एक comfort मुझे सिर्फ खाना में मिलेगा, चॉकलेट्स में मिलेगा, डिजर्ट में मिलेगा. वो कंफर्ट जो मैं कहीं और ढूंढ रहा था और मुझे नहीं मिल रहा था, मुझे वहां मिल गया था. बिकॉज आई वाज कॉम्बैटिंग माई ओन डीमंस, नॉट डीमंस, बट जो मुझे लग रहा था कि मैं अलग क्यों हूँ, मैं दूसरे लड़कों की तरह क्यों नहीं हूँ. बहुत सालों बाद मुझे ये बात का एहसास हुआ कि अगर मैं नहीं हूँ तो नहीं हूँ. जो मैं हूँ उससे मुझे खुश रहना है, मुझे उसे अपनाना है. और आई हैव टू मेक दैट माई आर्मर एंड स्ट्रेंथ. आई डोंट वांट टू बी अपॉलोजेटिक अबाउट हु आई एम. और आज तक मैं जो भी करता हूँ, जिस तरह मैं अपनी जिंदगी जीता हूँ, मैं कभी रिग्रेट नाम का जो होता है ना, वो इमोशन होता है रिग्रेट, गिल्ट, रिग्रेट, ये जो भावनाएं जो हैं, ये इमोशंस जो है, मैं कभी इनका सामना नहीं करना चाहता. आई नेवर वांट टू हैव रिग्रेट. सो व्हाटएवर मुझे करना है मैं करता हूँ, बेधड़क करता हूँ, अनअपॉलोजेटिकली करता हूँ. आई वांट टू लिव द लाइफ. मुझे बहुत लोगों ने बहुत चीजें कही है. जब मैं डायरेक्टर था तो सबने कहा कि अरे टॉक शो मत करो, एक मिस्टेक होना चाहिए फिल्म मेकर का. मैंने कहा नहीं, मुझे करना है, मुझे करना है, मैं करूंगा क्योंकि मेरा दिल कहता है कि मैं करना चाहता हूँ. तब सबने कहा कि डायरेक्टर को कैमरा के पीछे होना चाहिए, आगे नहीं. वो सारे मिथ्स मैंने वो तोड़ दिए, जो मेरे दिल में था मैंने किया. Then when I wanted to have children, there were many people who said, "Are you sure?" लोग क्या कहेंगे?
Very true.
समाज क्या कहे? मैंने कहा कि मुझे किसका सुनना है? When I had my mother's blessings. My mother was so supportive of this decision. उन्होंने पहले ही कहा है कि you want to have child of your own without a partner, please go ahead. But make sure that you know it's a very big responsibility. किसी को जिंदगी में ले आना, उनको नर्चर करना, it's a huge responsibility. आप एक पर्सनैलिटी अपने सामने, आंखों के सामने डेवलप होते देख रहे हो और उसे नर्चर करना आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. बहुत बड़ी बात है ये. She said, "Are you ready for that?" I said, "Yes." Because I am a nurturer by nature.
You would have adopted Alia and another one and got 20 kids in the industry if you wouldn't have Yash and Ruhi with you.
Actually, I think that Alia began my first parental feeling was
started
for Alia.
from this. This is what also I sensed when I saw you, because that's what I do. I look at pictures and then I have my own. It just gets all connected to me. I realized that was the first time when you felt being close to her, you realized I want to have a girl and I want to have a child like her. I want to nurture or mentor somebody like her and develop some sort of rapport like this. I think that instigated the feeling of being a parent, which was so important to make you complete.
मुझे अभी भी याद है वो पल जब मैंने आलिया को बताया कि वो फिल्म कर रही है और मैं डायरेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, जिस तरह के इमोशंस मैंने उसके चेहरे पे देखी और the feeling I had and I wanted to give her a hug. And for the first time, जब I gave her that hug, I felt I was hugging my own child. And I knew in that moment that I will be a parent one day and perhaps I might even be a good parent.
No, you're a fabulous parent because I have seen you in one of your things while I was just working, of what exactly am I seeing, the real Karan inside that I wanted to touch this layer. In one of the videos, I noticed that kids are going in a separate car, you're going in a separate car. And you don't turn back till you see them getting inside the car.
Yeah.
So I saw that you're not just protective, you're concerned.
Yeah.
You're not busy mentally when you're with them. You could be in 100 ways busy, but you're concentrated. It's a rare quality. It's a rare quality that a single parent can only have, where you are a mother and you are a father.
Yeah.
And I think it's a blessing because तब हम अपना 100% दे पाते हैं. There's nobody to blame to.
No.
There is nobody to look up to. Now this also tells me that who you were closer to. The answer I already know. I think everybody knows. But your mom or your dad, I know you feel you're closer to your mom, but there's so much you felt you could have done more with your dad if he was around. What is that one regret you carry?
I have, two things I have to say. कि दो चीजें मैं जरूर कहना चाहूँगा. Sometimes, they say the worst thing to happen to anybody is a terminal disease. Cancer जो है, cancer took my father away. But if you gave me a choice that he had to go at the age he went, would he go of natural causes or would he go with cancer? I never wanted to see him suffer. And my father suffered only in the chemotherapy days. That put aside, because suffering is something you can never see a loved one go through. But I'm only glad of one thing, that I was given time. I was told that he has only a year or 10 months. There was a point of time कि मुझे ये बताया गया था कि उनके पास ज़्यादा वक्त नहीं है और आप ये समझ लो कि 50% का चांस है, but that 50 is also just being said. I know that he was going to leave us. Because I had that time. मैंने बहुत सारे ऐसे conversations पापा के साथ किए, कहे, दिल की बातें शेयर की और उन्होंने भी बहुत open up किया. My father was always a very, very, very closed person. He was very closed about his thoughts. वो अपने feelings को हमेशा छुपाते थे. उनका इजहार, उन्हें कभी इजहार नहीं करते थे और कभी नहीं शेयर करते थे कि what he's going through, his suffering, his pain, his feelings. But in that 1 year, मैंने सारी बातें की. बहुत सारे कॉन्वर्सेशंस हम दोनों के बीच हुए एंड आई एम वेरी वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू द यूनिवर्स कि उन्होंने मुझे ये मौका दिया कि आई कुड से सो मच, हियर सो मच. टुडे वो रिग्रेट नहीं है कि मैंने अपनी दिल की बातें नहीं कही और उनकी दिल की बातें नहीं सुनी. वो रिग्रेट नहीं है. द रिग्रेट इज डेफिनेटली देयर. जो दौर से मैं गुजरा उनके जाने के बाद फॉर आवर कंपनी धर्मा प्रोडक्शंस, वो उन्होंने नहीं देखा. दैट फेज where he would have been so proud of the company, वो उन्होंने नहीं देखा. इतनी सारी चीज़ें जो मेरे साथ हुई थी. My father passed away in 2004. 2004 में वो चल बसे और उसके बाद जो भी हुआ हमारे प्रोडक्शन के साथ, मेरे साथ इंडिविजुअली, वो उन्होंने नहीं देखा. तो वो रिग्रेट हमेशा मेरे दिल में है कि
he never saw souls come back?
I believe in past lives.
And do you believe in, reincarnation, like people coming back to life again? Do you see your father in Ruhi a little bit?
I see my father in Yash a lot.
Yeah, you do?
I see my father when he was born, जब पहली बार मैंने यश का चेहरा देखा, and I had already made up my mind I was going to name my son Yash if I had a boy, and my girl Ruhi, because she's a derivative of my mother's name Hiru. And I wanted a girl and boy when I knew I was having twins. I really wanted a girl and boy. मुझे पता नहीं था कि बच्चे का gender क्या होगा. I really, really wanted a girl and a boy because I wanted these names, Yash and Ruhi. They were named after my parents. जब मैंने यश का चेहरा देखा तो I just said Papa. In my head I just said Papa. Even now, I mean, अभी तो ऐसी ये बातें, बहुत अजीब लगती हैं to people. They feel like we are romanticizing.
No, but when you go through, it's true.
I just feel with him, I see so much of my father But when you say Ruhi, I also see some of his traits in Ruhi. So I feel like, has he come back again in my life? Because unlike बहुत सारे जो जो बाप और बेटों का जो रिश्ता होता है ना, वो बहुत टर्ब्यूलेंट होता है. बहुत सारा वहाँ एक होता है कि एक सदियों से चला आ रहा एक नियम है कि ऑल फादर्स बॉटल देयर इमोशंस, डोंट टेल देयर सन्स, हैव एक्सपेक्टेशंस. सन ऑलवेज फील कि उन्होंने अपने पापा को डिसअपॉइंट किया है. तो बाप बेटे का जो रिश्ता है वो बहुत मुश्किल रिश्ता है, वो आसान नहीं है. और सदियों से ये चला जा रहा है, तो इट जस्ट गेट्स पास्ड ऑन जनरेशन टू जनरेशन. मेरे और मेरे पिता के बीच जो रिश्ता था वो बहुत ही अनोखा था. इट वॉज वेरी अनयूजुअल, क्योंकि अदर बाप बेटे को आप देखते हो तो वो हग भी नहीं करते एक दूसरे को. देयर इज नो फिजिकल.
You used to hug your
I used to
dad?
hug my father. He used to pinch my cheeks till I was 30 years old. Like,
Wow.
he used to pinch my cheeks to hug me. हमारा बहुत एक tactile relationship था. बहुत प्यार था हम सबके बीच में, because I was the only child, mummy was the only child, और पापा बहुत करीब थे अपने फैमिली के साथ, लेकिन हमारा एक बहुत closed unit था. And we were all very, very emotional people. हम बहुत अपने emotions को, we were walking around with them all the time. तो I was very, very, very close to my father. तो उनकी जो कमी है, आज तक मुझे वो एहसास होता है कि I feel I wake up every morning and I always say, when you lose a parent, you gain a God. And I feel like he became my God. I'm not a religious person. I don't know if I'm a spiritual person. ये लोग कहते हैं, मुझे पूरी तरह समझ नहीं है what spirituality is, but I do know that I believe in the universe. I believe that there is a larger force that can make things happen. To me, I feel my father is my ally to that larger force. अभी जब मैं रोज प्रेयर करता हूँ या कुछ मांगता हूँ यूनिवर्स से, कायनात से, मैं बस यही मांगता हूँ कि पापा, can you help me do this? पापा, can you help me go through this way? पापा, can you make this happen? मैं उनसे ही बातें करता हूँ. And I feel like he is my ally in the universe.
It does happen because Hinduism does talk about it. He said people receive through supernatural forces through 3 ways. Ancestors, your parents or your grandparents in any way. Second is angels, guardian angels is what we call as a surface between humans and gods. And then the gods itself. And beautifully said, you're very spiritual, because a person who's very imaginative or a creator like you can be spiritual. So the word spiritual came from the Greek root called spiritos, which means the breath, the spirit. So if you are with your breath, that means you're in the present. If you're in the present, you're spiritual. It has nothing to do with pouring milk over this or water over that you cannot do.
And पापा जो थे ना, वो religious थे because his connection to God was special, but वो ritualistic नहीं थे. उनका वो आर्य समाजी थे, तो वो उनको हवन में बहुत वो विश्वास करते थे, in हवन.
Do you do that?
Yes, at some occasions, especially we used to do it initially on his death anniversary, and then we didn't. And it reminds me that I should continue that tradition. But I do believe in the power of havan very strongly.
And when you do havan, have you ever tried Shri Suktam or Surya Havan, or do you even remember the names? It's like you just sit and do like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. मुझे कुछ पता नहीं, मुझे इन बात की जानकारी नहीं है, और वेरी ऑनेस्टली ना मैं जानना चाहता हूँ. एक फीलिंग आ जाती है जब मैं कोई जगह जाता हूँ. As I said, मैं religious नहीं हूँ, और neither am I ritualistic.
But you went to Kashi Vishwanath.
But I did.
You went to Golden Temple.
I've been to Golden Temple. वहाँ जब मैं गया था, तो एक किस्म की फीलिंग आई मुझे that I have rarely felt anywhere. I just felt very overawed with the energy, and I walked out feeling so much peace and so much. There was silence in my energy when I walked out, and I really believe that it's a soul cleansing feeling. When you go, I think हम अपने आप को जैसे हम hygienic रखते हैं, even our soul needs cleansing. But for that, you need to be surrounded in the right space and in the right people. That doesn't always happen. लेकिन जब आप जाते हो ऐसी जगहों में, और जो वो feeling आ जाती है, तो you walk out, you feel like your soul is cleansed.
And you felt the same way in Harmandir Sahib. Your mom is a Sindhi. She's a Sindhi. And what kind of food does she make? Any Sindhi specialities that gets cooked in the home?
Well, the house I grew up eating Sai Bhaji, which is a very staple
I know,
Sindhi.
it's a spinach and dal.
It's spinach, dal combination. And then every Sindhi house makes it their own way.
Correct.
So we make it our way. I eat Sai Bhaji a lot, even till now. वो मम्मी से आया है. My nani had some recipes that my mother still follows.
Like boogie bhaji.
Like there is something called sale bread.
I know.
वो जो bread
with
it's conserving
onion and
bread. Yes.
onion, tomatoes, and all that
And
gravy.
there's you dip it in a chutney and
Chutney.
whatever. And there is pakwan dal जो हम Sundays को बनाते हैं, कभी-कभी
Amazing
बच्चों
it
को
is.
अच्छा लगता है. There is a certain kind of mutton that is made. Sindhi mutton is made in a certain way. तो ऐसी चीजें हैं. एक fish है जो मेरी नानी बनाती थी, which mummy has been able to remember the
It's like
recipe.
pan fried masale वाली.
Yeah, and उसके ऊपर एक मसाला होता है.
Correct.
And एक अचार है जो नानी बनाती थी, केरी का एक अचार है. जब mummy has been trying for years to get that
Not
recipe.
happening.
वो अभी तक नहीं हुआ. Something my nanny has not told my mother an ingredient that is not making it the way it was.
Yeah, my mother is Sindhi too, so I
Oh, she's
understand.
Sindhi.
She's Sindhi, so I
Yeah.
understand this food, this taste. You don't get it from any other food right now. So I also read about you that when you were in your college days and you used to wear baggy clothes,
Yeah.
and that was a very difficult situation for people commenting on you and you handling those comments. Do you remember any such one word or a regular comment you used to get which you could never associate with it or disturbed you?
It used to, more than anything else, जब आप एक साइज के होते हो, तो I know there are people who fat shame you. वो आपको मोटा बुलाते हैं, words होते हैं, people are very insensitive in
Very.
life. वो अपने आप को, I think, कुछ खुद के जो खामियां हैं उन्हें छुपाते हैं, और उनका एक छुपाने का mechanism है that they attack somebody else because they are actually hiding behind some lots of layers.
Correct.
तो उनका एक डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म है कि हम अपने बारे में नहीं डील करते हैं, लेकिन आपको नीचा गिराओ. तो it's a
It's the
mentality.
only way to pull somebody's leg
Yes,
down.
Yeah. So the other word that used to bother me, because I was effeminate as a child and into my college years, was the word pansy. एक होता था, which means कि you're like a effeminate boy. The word means pansy. ये जो word मैंने बहुत सुना है in the 80s, going up to the early 90s. ये word जो है वो मुझे बहुत disturb करता था. It was not the weight, the jokes on my weight, but it was this particular comment, which was it felt like a verbal attack on my core being, my personality, and I couldn't express कि मैं इस किस्म का लड़का हूँ और मेरी ये choices और my interests are different from the other boys. But I feel वो जब मुझे attack करते थे, it used to make me question my very being. That was never a good feeling.
But do you realize after all this success that you have, and I still feel that you're still on the runway. Yeah. You haven't achieved of what you're supposed to achieve. So that drive is not even 10% satisfied. It's just that you keep pushing yourself more and more, and people might feel that you're over ambitious, but for you, it's a natural way of being. That's your fuel. So now do you feel that if you wouldn't have been different, you would have not pushed yourself to achieve what you actually achieved, because sometimes anger and pain also becomes our goal in life to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And success is the only way forward to it. So do you think अगर आप बचपन में और लड़कों जैसे होते तो आप ये creative कारण जोहर ना होते, और you never had to work harder to prove yourself?
I definitely think कि जब भी आपको नीचे गिराने की कोशिश करता है, तो आप दो चीज़ें हो सकती हैं. आप या तो आप उस circumstance को आप succumb कर लेते हो and you allow it to kind of take you down further, or you feel कि this will give me the fuel to rise. तो मेरे साथ वही हुआ था बहुत, but without any negativity, किसी भी kind of anger के बिना मैंने बस अब ठान लिया था कि I'm going to one day be known in this world. अब वो किस जरिए से, कैसे, वो एग्जैक्ट रोड मैपिंग ऑफ माई लाइफ आई हैडंट मेड, बट आई न्यू कि आई रिमेंबर जब मैं 15 साल का था और जब मैं एक एलोक्यूशन कॉम्पिटिशन में मैंने हिस्सा लिया था अंग्रेजी, एंड आई हैड डन अ लॉट इन स्कूल एंड आई वाज वेरी गुड एट स्टेज, व्हाटएवर आई डिड ऑन स्टेज. इवन दो मैं बहुत शाय लड़का था, फिर भी जब मैं स्टेज पे चला जाता था, आई यूज्ड टू आई फील दैट डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम एन ऑडियंस यूज्ड टू एम्पावर मी. जब मैं उनके साथ था तो मैं अजीब था, अलग था, लेकिन जब मैं स्टेज पे चला जाता था, आई यूज्ड टू फील वेरी एम्पावर्ड. तो मैं आई वॉज वेरी गुड एट इंग्लिश एलोक्यूशन ड्रामा. तो लास्ट एक रिमेंबर 10th स्टैंडर्ड में जब था, तो मैंने साल के एंड, जो हमारे टर्म के एंड पे एक एलोक्यूशन था, इट वॉज द लास्ट टाइम आई वॉज कम्पीटिंग इन स्कूल, एंड दे सेड दैट यू आर कम्पीटिंग फॉर द लास्ट टाइम, एंड आई गॉट ऑफ द स्टेज और मुझे गोल्ड मेडल मिल गया. तब आई वन द फर्स्ट प्राइज, बट इन माई हेड when I was receiving that prize, I remember looking at the audience and feeling that I'm going to be famous one day. And वो जो ख्याल था मेरे जहन में चला गया, never made me arrogant, never made me overconfident, लेकिन हमेशा it was something that I knew I was going to achieve. So when it did happen later on in life, I was very I was extremely grateful, but I was not surprised because I had felt that ये तो
This is
होना ही
going
था.
to happen.
Yeah.
So also I sensed that you, when you were growing up, you had this vision board in a very creative way all over your room. You had certain pictures, you had certain quotes. Do you think that vision board matters? Is it important? Do you think you had your own creative kind of things placed in your room to pep you up, to have it around to what you need in life?
I think more than anything else, your mind has to be your vision board. I know लोग कहते हैं कि affirmations, manifest it, लिखो, ये सारी चीजें, और जो आपको अच्छा लगे आप definitely करो. If you feel that helps you do it. But I think in your mind your vision board has to be in your mind. You have to wake up that vision. The reason that people do vision board because they don't want to forget. They want their eye on the goal.
Yeah,
they want it there.
Redirected.
लेकिन मेरे साथ जो mainly होता है कि मैं रोज जब उठता हूँ, I have a dream. I have a dream every day. I dream something every day. I have a mothership dream and then I have little baby dreams.
Okay.
but
That's quite interesting.
But my mothership dream, I know.
It's constant.
Yeah, वो कभी नहीं जाता. वो सपना जो है, वो जो मदरशिप ड्रीम है, वो सबसे बड़ा जो सपना होता है, वो हमेशा मेरे ज़हन में रहता है. एंड आई नो दैट आई एम गोइंग टू अचीव दैट. और फिर छोटे छोटे सपने होते हैं, छोटे गोल्स होते हैं, छोटे आपके गोल पोस्ट होते हैं जो आप अचीव करना चाहते हो, वो भी होते हैं. बट आई ऑलवेज टेल यू कि आपको अगर लिखना है तो लिख लो. बट फॉर मी इट्स ऑलवेज माई माइंड. माई माइंड इज माई मास्टर एंड आई एम अ स्लेव टू माई माइंड.
Not vice versa? Your mind is not slave of yours?
No, I am a slave to my own thoughts. Because sometimes what happens is your thoughts are a result of your DNA, but you don't sometimes overanalyze your thoughts. You because instinct leads to thoughts. We don't understand our instincts is a superpower. So when I say I'm a slave to my mind, I'm a slave of an accumulation of myself only. But it's gone into a puddle of thoughts. Now you have to understand how do I constantly go back to my thoughts? So I look at it life very differently. I look at that I'm a creation of my own self and my own thoughts. But sometimes we don't realize that we have created those instincts and thoughts, but we don't respect it enough to follow it through. हमारा जो instinct होता है, I feel, is a superpower. हमारे पास सब क्या? You are a more evolved instinct. You are a nurtured instinct. You are a super being in that respect. लेकिन हाँ, we are all super beings. If we really nurtured our instincts, we would all know exactly. एक पहला thought आपके ज़हन में आ जाता है for anything. Even it is when you meet a person, you feel something. I want to meet this person again or not. But as human beings, we rarely follow up on our instinct because we intellectualize our instinct. We put circumstances on our instinct. We put too many other layers over our instinct and then we don't listen to our instinct.
So this also reminds me, now that you're saying that you had a fear of a disease that you felt can keep coming to you, and you do a lot to keep that disease away from you. And I don't want to name that disease because sometimes you say, and I just like to stay away from anything which is not perfect or which is not positive. So when you have this fear coming of a disease, of a problem that you can foresee, it might happen, it might come. How do you come out of that phase of fear? What do you do?
The scary part about is जब भी मुझे किसी बात का डर है या खौफ है, it always happens.
Yeah.
So I actually hate to have a fear. Because ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं है. और मेरा खौफ के साथ 100% रिकॉर्ड है. When I fear something, I always felt I would lose my father to a terminal disease. It was in back of my head. I just knew it. So जब उन्होंने मुझसे कहा कि मुझे आप तुमसे कुछ बातें करनी है about my health, and I looked at him and I said, "Do you have cancer?" That's the first thing that came out of my mouth. And he was like, "तुम्हें कैसे पता?" And I said, "Oh God, it's true." Because it was what I always feared. I fear it all, and I hate meeting my fears. The thing is, I don't meditate. I don't chant. I don't read anything evolved. But what I do is very strongly live in the moment. That's something that I do on a daily basis. And I don't listen to external voices. And I tell everybody who is listening to this, you have to be the final decision of your life. In any choice you make, it has to end in giving you joy. And if it doesn't, then don't do it. It could be a marriage. It could be a relationship. It could be a career decision. It could be eating something as small as that, or something as large as a relationship. Do not do anything that doesn't result in joy. And sometimes आपको लगेगा कि I'm being selfish. It's fine. It's fine if the end result is joy. Without, and you know, if anybody is getting hurt with you feeling joyful,
Doesn't
it's on
matter.
them.
Yeah.
It's on them.
It's not your problem.
It's not your problem. आप अगर पेरेंट हो और आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि मेरा बेटा इंजीनियर बनेगा, पर आपको आर्टिस्ट बनना है, नाउ योर पेरेंट इज अनहैप्पी, इट्स ऑन देम. आपको खुशी क्या आर्ट में है तो आप वो करो. आपके माँ बाप को लगता है या आपके करीबी लोगों को लगता है आपको इस इंसान से शादी करनी चाहिए क्योंकि ये आपके लिए सही है या सही इंसान है, लड़का या लड़की. लेकिन आपको लगता है कि हाँ मैं इस रिश्ते में 5 साल से हूँ लेकिन मुझे खुशी वाली वो फीलिंग नहीं आ रही, तो 5 साल के बाद शुड आई एग्जिट? यस, बट आई विल हर्ट हर और हिम. दैट्स अगेन ऑन देम. Because maybe you are delaying bigger hurt. I mean, you are actually averting larger hurt. Because आप उस इंसान से शादी करोगे और उसके बाद आपका रिश्ता टूट जाएगा. That will be much worse. Better to exit then. I always feel कि हम खुद की joy से, खुद की जो feeling of happiness है, उससे कभी we run away from it because we feel कि ये क्या कहेंगे, वो क्या कहेंगे, लोग क्या कहेंगे, समाज क्या कहेंगे. I don't listen to any external voice.
And when people hurt you, which happens to you most of the time,
very often,
you just give in 200% of yours and it doesn't come up to your expectation because either they backstab, they cheat, or they disrespect you, which you just cannot handle. Then do you forgive them ki, you know, maybe they don't want it, or ab ye mera pain mere upar hai. Do you forgive them?
Always, always forgive. Always forgive. And people say never forget. I'm like, forget. I don't believe that forgive but don't forget. Forgive and forget. Just lower your expectations right at the beginning. How do you do? Very easier said than done, people say. I've become a true master of expecting nothing from anyone.
Absolutely.
तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा.
And
तेरा कर्म ही तेरी विजय है. That is so. You do good. आपको करना है दिल से करो. सब कुछ करो. But don't expect anything back because then your giving is selfish. Be selfish about your happiness. But if I want to give you everything, I want to help you, I want to be there for you, I'm doing this because I really want to. And you in return don't do anything for me or stab me in my back or betray me, it's on your karma. All I'm doing, जैसे मैंने कहा, I'm not building a religious belief, I'm not building any spirituality, school of thought within my life.
You can't be more spiritual than this.
But I believe very strongly that my karma points are my hugest savings.
And then what about you getting your head into people's problem and trying to resolve and being good with one and out of nowhere, no business, and you suddenly become bad with one because you want to protect this one that you love. Have you stopped it?
No, I've tried very hard to not intervene into other people's
Doesn't
problems.
happen, no?
No. Because I'm by nature that person कि मुझे लोग फोन करते हैं और मेरी एडवाइस लेते हैं और मैं अंदर एक सिचुएशन में घुस जाता हूँ जो मेरा कोई लेना देना नहीं है उस सिचुएशन के साथ. और आज भी ऐसा हुआ था and I was for 2 hours I've been on the phone sorting out a problem that was not my problem. But it's fine क्योंकि मुझे वो I never regret that as I said because मुझे करना था. I felt someone needed me and I was there for them. अगर वो इंसान जिसके लिए मैंने इतना कुछ किया है वो मेरे लिए कुछ ना करे तो वो उनका प्रॉब्लम है. It's their problem. They have to deal with their karma. मैंने जो किया वो साफ दिल से किया. And that's most essential. Like I always said, तेरा कर्म ही तेरी विजय है. And it's your biggest victory in life. If you build your karma points और आप उसे एक हद तक ले जाओगे, you feel like you've done enough. And one point of time you don't want to do also. That's also fine. लेकिन I never expect. उन गलियों से मैं गुजर चुका हूँ जहाँ मेरा दिल भी टूटा है. I felt let down. I felt disappointed. I felt betrayed. लेकिन जब मैं when I look back, I feel like how stupid that was all. Why was I feeling those things? Because I was expecting. आप जब एक्सपेक्ट करना छोड़ दो and वो बहुत आसान है. Just don't expect because nobody is there for you.
I understand.
But understand that there's आप जो हैं you are a lone warrior. You are fight each one of us जब हम जिंदगी जीते हैं तो we are all soldiers of our life. We have to constantly battle the odds that come our way. It's very easy for you to protect yourself with that energy that you will not expect from others. You are on your own. Nobody is doing anything for you. And people are doing something for you, they're actually doing it to please themselves. When we are doing something, and I do something for you also because I want to feel good about myself. That means actually even giving is a selfish feeling. So I'm like, you don't expect because कोई किसी के लिए नहीं है. You have to be there for yourself. That is all. And once you realize that, life will be a breeze.
Do you feel comfortable looking at yourself in light without clothes?
No.
But if you feel that you still don't feel comfortable after being so fit, so good looking, I'm charmed looking at you right
No,
now.
oh my God, you're
Trust
kind.
me, I have seen you a year back and I see you now. It's like mentally, emotionally, and physically, you're running through a transformation which is God led. Sometimes we are self made and sometimes we are God made. It's not natural because it's happening. You're not doing, it's happening around you. And still, if you don't feel comfortable looking at yourself, then how can you expect anybody else to look at you, accept you, and feel comfortable?
I absolutely agree with you. I don't know how to expect, but I cannot block my thoughts in my head. मैंने बहुत कोशिश की है to love myself.
No, but why criticize? I think the only thing that you got to do is not criticize yourself. Love will happen.
Yeah, I know. And I feel मेरा ये है ना कि before anybody else can say it, I say it myself.
But why?
It's
Maybe
just,
the other one won't even say it.
Yeah, I know, but it's always been, like my humor is also always self-deprecating.
Correct.
I'll always put myself down because I always feel, ये बचपन से आता है because I've heard so much as a child. It's also gone into my ecosystem. Okay, when you are raised in an environment where you've only heard people say negative things to you in a way about your weight, about your personality, and as a child you're impressionable and you've grown up with those missiles coming your way. What you do in your grown years is that you start protecting yourself by saying it first.
Correct.
Because you've heard it so much.
True.
That now you've developed either a sense of humor or bitterness. So what I developed is a sense of humor about it. So I say it on my own.
But you just said, Karan, that your mind is your master.
Yeah.
That is where the problem
But that's
is.
why I said I'm a slave to my mind. Why do you think I told you? Because my mind is only saying these things to me.
But you're no more a child.
Yeah.
There's no 14-year-old or 15-year-old
What
boy
you're saying
now.
is practically and logically true. But as I said, they say ना वो दिल है कि मानता नहीं, मेरा मन है जो मानता नहीं. It doesn't understand and doesn't tell you that stop having these thoughts. I don't know how to have this. When I stare at myself in the mirror, I'm never happy. I always feel like I'm maybe 5% better today than I was like a couple of years ago.
Isn't that the same reaction you get it from your partner, where the other person feels no matter what you're doing, they're never happy. This is exactly of the mirror of what you have about yourself is what you're getting it back. And until you are not going to encounter it, it's not going to change. How can we get a different result of something that we keep doing in a similar way?
And you're absolutely right. And I'm work in progress, I keep saying. And I hope one day that I can actually look at myself and enjoy what I see. I'm working towards it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So are we going to see you with 6 packs because you always wanted that?
No, I don't want to work towards that. That's not my end game. I don't care about the 6-pack. I feel I should be healthy and I should eat well. I should live well and be as physically fit and mentally fit as I can be. I don't need to have that cosmeticness about me. That doesn't bother me.
And you feel you still have work in progress to go after being so fit?
No,
You look so young, you look so perfect.
I feel there's a lot of work to be done in that zone. Right now, काले कपड़े पहन के तो कोई भी सब खामियां छुपा सकता है. लेकिन that's not about it. That is not my end game. But I feel like, as I said, I'm work in progress. It's happening.
And when you look at somebody, say in today's time, you see all the beautiful girls out there and women and everybody. When you look at them, who do you think has the most potential and is most good looking as per your understanding of beauty? One.
I used to always believe that firstly, beauty, as they say, is very subjective. What is beauty to you?
And we're just talking about you and your your perspective.
I grew up as a child. Let me tell you, I was the biggest fan of Sri Devi. I was obsessed with her.
Really?
I was obsessed and very heartbroken when she left all of us. It was felt like that loss seemed personal to me because I grew up just loving her. Just loved, and she was the epitome of everything to me. A woman, a performer, a movie star. She was I just grew up with like stars in my eyes when I met her, and I had the good fortune of knowing her well, interacting with her, getting to know the family, of course, and now even working very closely with her daughter. Whenever I have a special feeling for Janhvi only
of course,
because
it's visible because you feel
she's-
it's my responsibility. Something just happened in between, and I have to do my bit to it.
and I feel accountable to
Correct.
her energy when I deal with Janhvi today. I feel like whatever I'm doing for her, I feel I'm somewhere I owe it to her from her mother.
This is beautiful.
And her mother hasn't left me even now in terms of, I don't even think I've shared this with Janhvi, how much her mother impacts me. You know, like how much she means to me as a filmmaker, as a human being. Even in the years, I felt I hid behind her films and her even when I was like scared to come out into the real world and meet people. You know, I felt like Sridevi was like a big shelter for me.
Really?
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And for the man, around you, the man that you feel that, he's closest to perfect. This is somebody that I really admire. I'm almost in awe of, which is a rare thing for you. But I really like him, like his persona, physical, mental.
I have to say, I'm not in awe of anybody.
Correct.
You know, like you
I
rightfully
corrected.
pointed that. Yes,
While I was
yes.
saying, I said,
Because for somehow I've never been that feeling of awe.
you see through people.
I feel like nobody has ever completely moved me that I could be in a place of awe. I'm inspired. I'm reverential. I'm extremely blessed to have worked with many very illustrious ladies and gentlemen. Awe I haven't felt, but admiration for Shah Rukh Khan. His mind, his heart, his ability to just like, I'm so in awe of how much he has done to nurture his mind, because he always had a beating heart. That always existed. वो तो था ही. उनका जो दिल है बहुत बड़ा है. But the mind is like a maze. Whenever I hear him speak, he's somebody who can command your attention, no matter where in the world you are. I know कि आप ऐसे और वो उस किस्म के अभिनेता हैं that he becomes an ambassador for not only our industry but our nation. Like the way he can speak about us, and he knows about every culture. He knows about his information, his knowledge, his mind, and there is not a single person who doesn't get totally charmed when they meet Shah Rukh Khan. Unka one-on-one interaction mein, I've seen it happen in front of me in a room of 10 people, and I can see that each one there is falling slowly but surely in love with him, just because he exudes that energy. So there's a lot of admiration and a lot of love and respect.
And do
for
you
him.
relate your past with his past of not feeling, it's like not fitting in the environment that you are in, and you just explode and you want to reach where you fit in, you feel comfortable. It's like being brought up and born in a wrong world. Do you relate that with him and you? Like,
I think we have a silent understanding, because I think he knows that I know what he's going through, and he always knows what I'm going through. He can see through even my bullshit. Like he comes, and many a time he's called me and said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "I sense that. What's up?" And then we chat. Out of the blue. Like as a filmmaker, मैंने उनके साथ काम नहीं किया, and it's completely like unfortunate for me as a filmmaker, because I've missed out, and I would love to be on a set with him soon. But his EQ, his emotional quotient is so high that when he connects with you, he totally connects with your soul. He can tell looking at me, and he'll take me aside and say, "Are you okay?" And he's asked me this question about 5 times, and all 5 times I've never been okay. He's just known it. I feel like he's spiritually, psychically, intelligently connected with humanity. And the way he touches lives, I don't even think he realizes that he has this power.
and other than him, anybody else you feel that you've formed that kind of connection, or you feel I can change my life with them? Can you do that with Shah Rukh? Can you exchange being Shah Rukh and let him be Karan or whatever?
No, I can never. I don't know how it would be to be in the very illustrious shoes of Shah Rukh Khan, and only Shah Rukh Khan should be in those shoes. As I said, deep admiration and love for him, and everybody else. Just a lot of blessings from the universe that I've got to interact, and I have to say I'm very blessed with a lot of friendships that are very relevant to my life. But
You would still not want to change.
No. With anybody, but I also tell you, with the closest of relationships, I still have no expectation. I think, barring my mother, I don't have expectations of anybody else.
I think she overdoes any which ways. So she's
over-delivered.
Yes.
She has
and she
over-delivered.
still does.
She does, on a daily basis. But everybody else, and this doesn't mean I don't value them. I value each relationship in my life. But do I expect anything from any of them? No, I don't. And it's because I'm protecting myself, nothing else.
I think you're very well protected, not just by yourself. I think the transformation that is happening around you. By the time you're 60, you'll be somebody who will actually be around and just heal people. But for that, one has to learn to heal themselves.
Yeah.
And the last bit of the physical
The
part
self-love, yeah.
is going to happen. I
But
think
maybe when I meet you next, that will have also have happened.
yes, it will happen for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I can see it's happening, you know, as if the whole city is getting transformed. We don't realize it because we are in it. But people who can just see us around and can understand, it's unimaginable what is happening. And this is spirituality. When you let the change happen and you're not resisting anything,
Yeah.
you understand and learn your lessons. Nobody can be more spiritual than you,
Yeah,
Karan.
yes.
So I have 3 questions to ask you. You have 10 seconds to answer it in one word. With every answer, you'll get a gift, and it will be better than what you give on Coffee and
Oh,
Karan.
wow. I'm so excited.
So am I. And I always believe in meaningful gifts and meaningful art. So we're going to start with all of it. So the first word I'm going to say, and you're just going to say either a person or something more tangible to relate. 10 seconds, correct? Prosperity.
The Ambani family.
Correct. I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And why would you say that?
Because they're not just culturally and just monetarily rich, but I think they're rich in vision. I love their vision. All of them have this amazing vision. You see the surface, I see the mind. I see the vision and Mr. Mukesh Dhirubhai Ambani has an amazing vision for not just his company, but for the country. And that's what I love the most and I have a lot of respect for.
Wonderful. Peace.
I think of peace. I think of hope.
Okay.
I give another emotion to you. And I know it's not tangible, but I'll explain why. I hope for...
No, you're building a story.
No.
You still have to give me a tangible thing.
Oh, you want a tangible
Of
thing?
course I
please.
want.
You know, can I tell you, I met a gentleman who's no more amongst us. His name is Dada Vaswani.
I know Dada Vaswani.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never felt more at peace than I was when I was with him in an encounter that I had with him in front of 50,000 people. We were at NSCI and I interviewed him. I had the pleasure and I had the honor to do this. And I felt, and I've never really been moved by people in the spiritual world, but I was very moved by his presence. And I felt at peace. Like I told you, Golden Temple gave me that feeling of peace. Meeting Dada Vaswani gave me peace. So when you say peace and you think of tangible, I think... The reason I said hope is because I always hope for a complete feeling of peace. But that's not tangible.
That happens in coffin.
Yes, yeah.
But till we are alive, it doesn't.
Dada Vaswani is peace.
Wonderful. And then power.
Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
Not-
I'll tell you why. I think he has the power of his being that when he enters a room, I feel he has that power that most people will stand up. And they don't know why they're standing up because he exudes an aura that is beyond your understanding of what energy or power is. He has that power to move you. You will be the most awkward version of yourself in front of him. I've heard people say all kinds of strange things and do strange things because they don't know how to react. That is true power. Magnetism.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
3 gifts.
Yes.
Don't spoil the joy of it. Okay. This is first for you. And you would know how it resonates with you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Shall I open it?
Please do all for you.
Oh, wow.
That's a Gemini sun sign
Oh, wow.
bottle. As
I
you
love
said,
that.
Gemini.
Yes.
And I said, let me get you this
Wow.
beautiful silver bottle that
It's
can
beautiful.
also, the metal represents peace. It's a metal which gives you calmness and,
This is so lovely. And it's
a
so
gold
beautiful.
sense-
Thank you. This
It
is lovely.
It is one of the
Thank you.
gifts to begin with.
No, thank
the
you.
other 2 comes together. Can we have them, please?
I'm going to keep this. Can I keep this right next to me?
Of course.
So that you don't take
This-
it back.
No, I will never take it back. I might give more. I wanted to check Ruhi and, Yash date of birth so that I could
7th
gather.
of February.
Oh, great. So they are...
The Aquarian.
The Aquarians. So I'll send 2 more bottles for the kids.
Oh, wow.
This is heavy for you to lift. Can I have the other one also, please?
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah. These
Oh,
are
wow.
for your mind, the wings, and for your growth, the horses. It's winged horses called Devadatta in Hinduism.
Yeah.
And Pegasus in Greek mythology
Oh, wow.
to give you power, give you growth, so that we see Karan not just on runway,
Yeah.
up there.
Wow. These are beautiful. Beautiful. This is good. I don't know where to put them. My brain is running in all directions. I'm like, where can I go?
They'll find their place. They'll find their place because when I looked at them and I was thinking of carrying something for you, and with your personality, the royalty that you have, the passion and the imagination that resonates with planet Moon, which represents silver. So whenever I think of you, silver comes out of my system to give you more blessings of imagination from Lord. And
Thank
so I
you.
thought, let me give you something which represents growth, which represents air element, which
So
is
what
you.
is the first place that comes to your mind where I can place these?
You have a console at the entrance of their home when you
Yeah.
entered. It's more towards
Yes.
the right side. I've not
Yeah.
seen your house,
Yes.
but a
There
little
is-
bit power
yeah.
that I have to
Yeah.
see through.
Yeah.
I think they look fabulous there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
that's
have
where
some
they
photo
live.
frames there as well.
Yes, there is there are two frames that are there. There's a console like right next to the dining table that exists there.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll go there. Thank you. That's beautiful that you could see my house. Like wow. I feel like you're reading my heart right now. So imagine I feel so rich drinking out of silver water from here.
No, you have to, because you're born for all the richness in life. And if this is what I could not bring it, then
But
it's a
can
shame.
I tell you, just to kind of like close that thought, you know, people always associate richness with wealth, and I believe you are rich only when you're rich in relationships. And I feel like I was rich because I had a great relationship with my father. I'm rich because I still have my mother and to guide me. I'm rich because of my two children. I'm not rich because of the money in my bank, because that is still seasonal, it can come and go. But this richness, you cannot. I mean, sometimes, you know, people even in a certain strata of society don't feel that they are, you know, monetarily stable. But many of them possibly have more peaceful and happiness. I have more sense of strong relationships than so many people I know or I have seen. And I feel richness is really about the equity you have with people in your life, you know, and I think that is true richness.
Because you're a giver, Karan, you can think like that. People are not like this in relationships. They're beggars. They only expect. Because you're a giver, you feel rich when you have people that you can love,
Yeah,
not they
yeah.
can love you back. You're very different.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure of being here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. This was amazing. And I have to say that I've been on many, many shows and podcasts, but I felt a certain kind of like, I felt a wave of energy coming from you, and it was always beautiful. It was always positive, and I felt like, I feel I've been immersed and cleansed in a soulful way. And I think that the journey you're on will of course always be beautiful because you have such clarity of thought. But even this particular series of interactions you're going to do, I think you're going to get a lot of love for it, and you're going to actually spread the love more than anything else.
Thank you so much.
you.
My whole job is that if even can touch your words, can touch one person out there who's going through a lot in life. And when I talk to you, I'm just a little trembling because I can feel your pain of what you've gone through. You're healing, but somebody out there must not be healed.
Yeah.
If your words can heal, I think we did our purpose of being there.
Well, we did our best. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And next time, I would like to see you in a skimpy t-shirt or maybe a white shirt. You love that.
Yeah,
You know, with little
well,
few buttons open,
Yeah.
and we see
and
a
maybe
Karan.
my shirt tucked in. Who knows?
Who knows? And you
Very
don't like
soon.
tucked in too much.
Yeah, I
like
don't.
little
Yeah.
bit out and a
Yes.
little, you know,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
U-turn or a U-cut shot, whatever it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah.
That's more you, but surely that is going to happen.
Thank
I'll
you.
pray for it.
Thank you. Thank you. From
See
your
you.
mouth to God's ears.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
and take care of
Thank
yourself.
you. Thank you.